Oh my god, it's The Rock from wrestling. Do you want to know something? Yes, it is me, The Rock from Fortnite, as well as wrestling, as well as movies. I am over here. That's the wrong guy. Anyways, do you remember that whole Lunchly thing that happened like 3 months ago?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about that, and honestly, this intro is just kind of an excuse to use my cutout of The Rock from wrestling that I got. So that's what I'm doing. Anyways, I have a question. Why is the largest YouTuber in the world someone who got famous off of exploiting those less fortunate, creating online lottery machines for children, and is somebody who fakes his charity philanthropy videos? Why is this guy teaming up with a known scammer and a man-child who gets absurdly butthurt over a single tweet? Now, I'll be honest here, one of these things is not like the others, but it's still really funny. This guy is still talking about Dan TDM over a month later. Dan made one tweet about your product and you can't seem to let it go, man. Just let it go. I don't really think I have to spell it out. I'm not a big fan of what these guys are doing. I find what they do incredibly gross and incredibly predatory. They've been given the extremely lucky privilege of being in their career. You know, this is a very lucky thing that they're able to do. And instead of using that luck for cool and meaningful things, they use it to try and take advantage of their mostly kid audience. Now, before we talk about Lunchly, we have to talk about who made Lunchly, because you want to have trustworthy people making food for your kids, right? Mr. Beast, being the largest YouTuber in the world, should be a shining example of what the best of YouTube can do. But instead, he is put on a pedestal, preying on those down on their luck. Just because it's technically a good thing and for charity, doesn't make it any less predatory. And like, listen, I was one of those people that was on Mr. Beast's side for a while. I believed that it was a net good what he was doing, you know? Even if it was kind of weird recreating Squid Game, a show about how poor people are made to be entertainment to those that are rich. It was kind of a strange move to put poor people into a scenario where they are playing games for a rich guy. I thought, you know, he's giving money to people, who cares? But I think one of the biggest things that completely pushed me away from him and made me realize that what he is doing is really weird is when evidence came out of him faking a charity philanthropy video on his channel, Beach Philanthropy. In a video where he paid for a hospital to be built in Nepal, he adds not great looking CGI to make the before look worse than it actually is.
What I noticed is that Dan Mace, who's the director on Beast Philanthropy, did a behind the scenes video for this shoot where they build a hospital in Nepal or whatever.
Started off by getting the opening shots. I like to call these pinky plonk match cuts.
The building looks very different than in shots like this. And, you know, for one example, there's like moss growing here, which is...
Yeah, it looks more decrepit.
Yeah, and it's
in
like
this
the
one.
concrete's breaking down right here. There's like holes in the roof.
As well as masking out an entire building to make it look like he built it.
Right here, you'll notice this pillar, 2 white lines. Right here, same pillar, 2 white lines. But there's a building behind it. So in this opening shot, where Mr. Beast says, this is what the hospital looked like a month ago, they digitally removed the entire hospital to make it look like they built the hospital.
Like they built the bigger building. Yeah.
But they didn't.
Faking stupid challenge videos are kind of annoying, but who cares? But faking how good your charitable acts are is insane to me. CGI and charity should never even be in the same sentence. You are actually just manipulating people into thinking that you have done more than you've done and that you are kinder than you are. It's just so gross. And there are so many other things that he has been called out for. The list is far too long. And this guy is supposed to be YouTube's golden child. The number one shouldn't be setting examples of poor working conditions and faking his charity videos. But then there's also Mr. Beast's business partner and fellow content creator, Logan Paul. You know, he's just done crypto scams, which I don't get how that's kind of just like shoved under the rug and he's still allowed to have a platform. He has very obviously and clearly scammed his fan base. Why do people support him? I don't I don't understand. And then there's also KSI. Okay, I wasn't really going to talk about this, but this is just something that I've had in my mind for so many years. There was this beef that KSI did with Quadeca, where Quadeca said,
"You were 18 and a virgin in the basement making rape faces."
Which is a crazy line, right? And if KSI was really making rape faces, that's kind of weird, right? So I looked it up, and there's like entire compilations of him doing it. He was very, very okay with doing what he called the rape face.
"You're getting raped today." Rape face.
He's probably, I hope he aged from this. I hope he doesn't still think this is like funny nowadays. How could anybody think that making a rape face is funny? I get YouTube in the olden days was all edgy humor and whatever, but even then, like, what? It's weird. KSI, who is just getting clowned on by the entire internet right now, so I don't really feel a need to add anything.
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skied in and they froze. I don't know nothing about no ice, I'm just cold. 40-something million subs or so I've been told. From the screen to the ring, to the pen, to the king. Got my crown, that's my bling, always drama when I ring.
These three will be at the center of today's video, but first I want to talk about YouTube's Changed is the title of a video Tommy Innit created not too long ago. He talked a lot about how YouTube screws over creators. He highlights how even though YouTube says they encourage creativity and personal growth, the deflating features and hungry money attitude YouTube seems to have doesn't really fit with that narrative. All of these features that YouTube adds pushes creators more and more to only care about views as the main important metric of a video's success. To chase trying to get more and more views, those awesome green arrows, and of course, confetti. YouTube doesn't even try to hide it. And one of the most impactful moments from this video for me was when he said this.
One time I watched the entire Mr. Beast crew, about 7 men, be really sad because they had a 10 out of 10 in their dashboard. They had gotten only 50 million views in a day. Are you fucking kidding me?
Now, last year, Mr. Beast actually has said on a podcast how he has a much healthier attitude towards views now.
It used to very much, especially when I was like betting everything I had on a video. When it did bad, I was devastated, man. I'd cry and I'd be depressed for days, and it really would have a severe impact on my mood. But I don't know, now it doesn't really matter. It's if a video does bad, I just look at it and I'm like, oh, why did this video do bad? And I just look at it objectively, unemotional.
I'm not trying to bring up this part from Tommy's video as like a gotcha moment for Mr. Beast, because as I said, he changed, but more, I just want it to kind of be an example, right? Because getting 50 million views, no matter what, is just plain incredible, right? That is amazing. This just kind of shows how even massive succeeding channels, YouTube still somehow manages to make them feel like views are the most important thing in the entire world. If YouTubers don't see that their video is a 1 out of 10, the best performing video that they've had, that video was a failure. As Tommy Innit said, whenever you ask a YouTuber how YouTube is going, views is almost always where that conversation will steer towards. But whenever you ask creatives from other fields how it's going for them, you hear about how they did during it or the interactions that they had, not how many people were in the crowd. I'm even a victim of this. I've done that so many times where people will ask me how it's going, and my first immediate thought is, oh, you know, my video's doing well. I have, you know, a bunch of views on it. Where I kind of wish I thought about instead, no, that video was fun to make. That is kind of what I'm trying to train myself to do more, is to focus more on those things instead of the number of views. Because, you know, it truly does suck how view and money focused YouTube has become in the recent years. Creators will stretch their videos out to 8 minutes if it means they can put more mid-roll ads on it. They'll sell their souls to promote sketchy businesses for the bag. And it's not only the big dogs that are doing this either. These are things that every single new age content creator is doing. People's time is such a precious thing, and I feel like on YouTube nowadays, nobody respects that. Mr. Beast will slow down the progress bar to keep people watching because they think the ad will be over soon, so you know there's no need to skip. But actually it's longer than you think because it slows down as it ends. That's so stupid, dude. Why has wasting people's time become such a normal thing? I hate it, dude. I hate it. Alright, change of scenery. I'm filming this on my bed, okay? Sue me. Anyways, this video mostly focuses on YouTubers because that's what I am and that's what I care about the most. But money-hungry content creators are everywhere, okay? This is not a YouTube exclusive issue. The entire internet has this problem. On Twitter, people will just come up with whatever rage bait they can think of to try and get some attention. And of course, that sweet, sweet ad revenue. Even going so far as to just take clips of women out of context to make it seem like some really obscene thing when it's nothing even close to that. People are just fabricating lies about other people. Valkyrie, I hope that your lawsuit goes well, you know? TikTok is bloated with creators trying to sell anything and everything that they can on the TikTok shop to try and earn just a little bit of commission, which, like, you know, I get. I understand. Money is tight right now. But also, I just want to watch my silly videos. I don't want a person telling me to buy something every other swipe, please. And on Instagram, actually Instagram is kind of fine. It's just like every reel is just a re-uploaded TikTok, so that's kind of the only thing, really, but you know, who cares? And Facebook is full of old people believing AI pictures are real. Honestly, I'm not too sure about how people make money off of that. You know, I don't use Facebook. I'm not 80 years old. But, you know, I'm sure there's a way that they make money off of it, you know? And yeah, pretty much every single platform has issues. Quite frankly, the internet just sucks right now. All right. But Tommy Innett's video talking more about how YouTube screws over creators will be in the description, so watch that after this, okay? But for now, my focus will be on how YouTubers screw over their fans. It truly is just a ladder full of screws. You know, everybody screws everybody else. What a great system, you know? We have to talk about how we got to Lunchlet, because it didn't always used to be like this. I remember when the PewDiePie versus T-Series thing was the largest thing on YouTube. Back in 2018, Felix was the largest YouTuber. He was a simple Swedish man who started off making horror game Let's Plays.
No, she's right in my face.
Through a mixture of relatability, humor, a lot of luck, and him just simply being himself, by 2018, he managed to amass over 66 million subscribers. The only channels that could even get close to him back then were mainstream music artists. But even they weren't able to overthrow the king of YouTube, who made truly just some really fantastic Reddit reaction videos.
Welcome to McDonald's, how can I help you? Fortnite burger. What? The look on your face is awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. Everything is awesome. Fortnite burger. Hey, Fortnite burger.
Truly a visionary of the time, all right? He was #1 for so many years, but that was until a little company named T-Series came along. A little company, you know, with a couple thousand employees. You see, T-Series was rapidly gaining in subscribers and was coming really close to #1. With being India's largest music record label, they were known by not even hundreds, billions of people. What in the world is this Swedish guy supposed to do against that? Well, he actually managed to put up a pretty good fight, making videos about it, making diss tracks targeted at T-Series, and getting the help of his fan base to support him in not being overthrown. Mainstream news was even talking about it. There were even people hacking into printers and Nest cameras and just doing a bunch of, frankly, really stupid stuff.
Who is it? PewDiePie. I'm trying to get a subscription to PewDiePie so then I can post it on Reddit.
Yes, easy 40,000
There's full consent from them?
You really didn't.
All of this was to support the subscribe to PewDiePie movement, to keep him at #1 and stop T-Series from overtaking him. Felix even got the help of a much smaller at the time Mr. Beast.
Hey! What does this one say again?
Subscribe to PewDiePie for original content.
His content is so original. I've never seen someone able to make every video about Reddit, but so original at the same time.
He bought billboards, said PewDiePie 100,000 times, and even had subscribed to PewDiePie at the Super Bowl.
Look out for us. We did it! We did it! I can't believe we did it! ESPN literally just tweeted, and look, we're in it.
All of this momentum got so crazy, in fact, that PewDiePie himself had to stop it all because it was just going too far. Due to this, the hype surrounding it kind of died down, and a T-Series, not without a fight, overtook PewDiePie's #1 spot permanently on April 14th, 2019, and eventually went on to become the first channel to hit 100 million subscribers. Now listen, okay, PewDiePie had a lot of fans and still does, but the true reason that so many people wanted PewDiePie to stay on top and to stay #1 wasn't because they were massive fans of PewDiePie. People wanted a YouTuber, a creator to be at the top, not some massive big company that has thousands of employees. PewDiePie stood as the everyman, as what YouTube used to be like, a place where real people would make real videos for fun, not for money. He came from a time where people didn't even imagine that YouTube could be a job. Nobody wanted T-Series, the corporation, to win. If they won, it meant that YouTube would be a place for business now, not a place for individuals and creators and YouTubers and all of these creative people. And so, a place for business it became. T-Series held on tightly to this #1 position for a couple years, until a different channel started catching up fast. A channel that, you know, some of you guys might have heard of, Mr. Beast. In June of 2024, he overtook T-Series and became the most subscribed to channel. It was kind of cool, to be honest, right? Mr. Beast had been making videos for years and years. He truly was an independent creator. So finally, we have a creator at the top again, right? Well, you know, once you get to the point of having 250 employees, I feel like you're not really an independent creator anymore. I find it very funny how Mr. Beast was a large player in helping PewDiePie in the whole PewDiePie versus T-Series thing, you know, with the whole billboards and Super Bowl thing. But then once given the opportunity to finally take back first place from the very corporation he fought against, you ended up becoming the exact same thing that you were fighting. You fought against corporations when you used PewDiePie's name as a way to grow yourself, and then it became a corporation as soon as it became convenient for you. Not even a single moral in that body. That's crazy to me. I don't get it, man. Let's talk about Lunchly. On September 16th, 2024, Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI teamed up to create a competitor to Lunchables, a very popular pre-made lunch for kids. They named their product Lunchly, having an assortment of different meals that I feel like I've kind of seen before, paired with a mini Prime bottle and a Feastable. They market it as a healthier choice and a fun option. I don't really know how putting together a cheese, ham, and cracker sandwich is all that exciting, but go off, I guess. As for it being a healthier alternative, it slightly is. The creator, Dr. Mike, brings up a very valid point.
Is it fair to say that Lunchly is healthier? I guess one can say yes, but honestly, probably more so as a marketing tactic. You see, USDA caloric guidelines say that a lunch meal for kids K through 8 should contain around 625 calories. Kids need energy to function, and calories give them that energy. Lunchly turkey contains only 230 calories, which would mean a kid would need to eat about 2.7 portions to consume enough calories. And if they did that, they'd get nearly 1,300 milligrams of sodium, which is also significantly over the USDA standards. So they'd be either under-eating calories or overeating sodium.
Having too much sodium is known to increase the likelihood of heart disease as well as strokes. So it's either too little calories and kids are under eating, or enough calories but too much sodium and kids are gonna have heart disease. And now listen, Lunchables has a lot of the same issues. You see, it's like the equivalent of Roller Coaster Tycoon. You can have one roller coaster that flings people off at max speed as fast as they can go, and that's Lunchables. Or you can have another roller coaster that flings people off, but not as fast, and it's not as horrible, but I mean they're still getting flinged off, okay? That's Lunchly. So basically what I'm saying is both of them suck and neither are good for you, okay? Like, if you had a choice, I wouldn't eat either of them, to be honest. But parents aren't always afforded that luxury. They don't always have the time to make home-cooked meals for their kids every single day. And so it's just kind of gross that these three very large creators that have very large kid fan bases know that their young fan base will beg and plead with their parents to please buy me this, please, I need it. And the parents who are already stressed as it is, don't have time to cook, don't have time for anything because being a parent is hard, they will see healthier and don't have time to fully look into everything and just take it off the shelf and buy it. They know exactly what they're doing. And once again, as I've been saying the entire video, predatory. This is so predatory. None of this is to try and make a healthier alternative. It is to try and make a way for them to make money. There's also a lot of other issues that Dr. Mike talks about where they use very deceiving language to try and make their product look better than it is.
And sodium, which is not only missing, but replaced by electrolytes. And unlike all the other macros, is only labeled potassium and only in the prime bottle in the kit, comparing it to the Capri Sun in the Lunchables. This is a pretty weird marketing choice to label electrolytes in food products.
Which they wouldn't need to do that if their product was actually just healthy. Regardless of my other gripes with them, if this was an actual attempt to try and make a healthy meal for kids, you would see me singing their praises right now. I would be on my knees saying, thank you. You guys are doing something good because, Lunchables, it isn't healthy. And if there was a healthy alternative that parents could choose and, it could actually be good for kids, I would be so happy, man. That would be amazing. Just imagine how good of an impact that would be. That would be so cool. And I wish that they did that, dude. It's just such a disappointing use of their influence. Now, Lunchly has also been accused many, many times of having cheese in their cheese. Nice. Of having mold in their cheese.
There's actually no way. Wait, that is so bad.
These are molded. Okay, so these ones are supposed to be good until December, and we just got them from the store. It says used by December 8th, 2024, and today's date is October 16th. So these are supposed to be good for like another 2 months. This is molded. That's mold.
Which, I don't even need to explain why that's bad. That's not good, man. That's not good. And of course, we have the king of product promotion himself, Logan Paul, ready to use any and every opportunity to make a profit because he used his own damn wife's pregnancy as a marketing opportunity. Do you know how embarrassing that is, man? What are you doing? This is the most chronically online thing just ever. You can't put your damn phone away to be there with your loving wife who is having, mind you, your child. Take a month away from the internet, okay? It'll do so much for your psyche, please. I also mentioned earlier how there were some tweets made at the launch of Lunchly that some of the founders didn't take so well. One is of DanTDM basically echoing what this video is, but much shorter. What happened to YouTubers, man? This one tweet then prompted many responses from KSI. He even made videos about it, dude. What are you doing? He can say that he is joking all that he wants, okay? But we all know that every joke has some realness behind it. This guy is fuming, okay? He is so upset. Also, on a podcast, KSI talks about how, oh, the whole didnt thing, it was all just a marketing tactic. You know, I wasn't actually mad. He does say he was mad for the first 2 tweets, but the rest, they were just, you know, marketing. He was just trying to get people to talk about him and talk about his song and get more listens and whatever. It's not even good marketing. I don't know how you making a tweet mocking another tweet didnt made, just posting about his kids, is meant to make you look good and be a good marketing moment or whatever. That just makes you look like an asshole. Like, what? I don't understand. How is that meant to be good marketing? You also just looked like an obsessed fool. Just repeatedly talking to didnt when he wasn't even trying to talk to you back. This marketing stunt, it wasn't good marketing. You looked dumb. Logan Paul then followed suit, beefing with another Minecraft YouTuber, Tommy Innit. Tommy tweeted a picture of Logan Paul promoting his energy drink Prime during a section of his podcast where they were talking about the Gaza conflict. Rightfully, Tommy Innit was pissed about this. That is incredibly weird and incredibly rude. Regardless of politics, you shouldn't be shilling your product while talking about sensitive and very serious real-world situations. Logan Paul then thinks that somehow if he shows private DMs between him and Tommy, where Tommy is extremely nice and very considerate of Logan Paul, from over a year ago, people will think that Tommy is just so lame, man. Look at that lame guy. Let's all forget about him shilling his products. This Tommy guy's lame. You know, how does that make sense? Tommy Innit then posted a tweet later. If the same week I had a daughter, I also lost to a beef with Tommy Innit, I would kill myself. Which, you know, it's fair. And Logan Paul, not learning his lesson the first time, just does the same thing again where he shows more private DMs. These honestly just kind of make him look like an asshole. Like, there's one instance where Logan says he and Tommy will be near each other, and then when Tommy asks to meet up and chat, he just gets ghosted. Like, are you 14, Logan? Why couldn't you have just been like, I'm really busy. I don't know if I'll ever really have time to meet up, to be honest. I'll definitely reach out if I do, though. And then that would have been a polite way to kind of shoo Tommy away and be like, you know, I don't really want to hang out, but you're still kind of being an adult about it and not just ghosting the kid. You are almost 10 years older than Tommy. Be an adult. What? If you don't want to hang out with him, that's understandable, but express that. Also, why are you beefing with Tommy Innit when you just had a child? Get off of Twitter. Get off your phone. Once again, chronically online. Get away. Take a month break, man. What? All this leaves is for Mr. Beast to have a beef with a Minecraft YouTuber. Can't wait for the angry tweets directed at Technoblade's dad, you know? Now, I mentioned KSI and Logan Paul drumming up drama with other YouTubers because it just kind of shows how these guys can't take criticism of any kind. These are the people who are meant to be the role models for the next generation. They can't even pretend to be civil. If you were actually confident in your product, you wouldn't get all angry and pissy about people, you know, talking bad about it online. And if you did want to respond, you could be polite and kind and considerate about it, not just trying to attack people and, you know, get a nice gotcha moment. If you were actually confident in your product, you'd be able to stand behind it and disregard whatever the haters say. But they clearly are not confident in it if they're acting like this. Going back to what didnt said, this is weird, man. Just a couple years ago, the biggest creator made Reddit reaction videos, and now the biggest creators are making products with mold in it and taking advantage of children begging their parents for their credit cards. Like, YouTube sucks now. This is something that I am so passionate about. I've wanted to be a YouTuber since I watched my first video. Popular MMOs, you know, I loved that guy. But the current landscape of this intoxicatingly repetitive content and a thirst for greed is just disheartening. Why spend weeks and weeks and weeks making videos that I really care about and that I put all of my attention and effort into just for crooks and scammers to make it to the top? Well, it's because making it to the top is stupid. Like Tommy Innit said in his video, the biggest movies are never the best. The top artists, games, food options, fashion brands, YouTubers? Why would I want to be the biggest when the biggest always suck? I do YouTube because it's fun, because the community I've created, because the people I've interacted with, because of the love of the craft. I don't look up to Mr. Beast or Logan Paul, I look up to Markiplier, a creator who's taking what he's learned from YouTube and creating brilliant shows and movies while still being there for his caring audience. I look up to MatPat, somebody who somehow managed to run 5 channels, building up a massive brand that doesn't prey on children, all while staying his silly, corny, awesome millennial self he was when I first started watching him.
I just simultaneously whipped and nay-nayed!
And I look up to Tommy Innit. He was a stupid kid when he got famous, and it really helped me feel like I had a chance too, you know? He made me believe that this stupid kid could make something of herself too. That I could make something that isn't just me trying to make money, but me trying to make something that is actually meaningful. And I'm so happy to be making stupid videos for you guys. I want to be someone like Markiplier or like MatPat, someone that people can look up to and feel inspired by and want to, you know, work on stuff themselves. Just like how I feel inspired by these people. I feel bad for the people who gave that up, chasing money and chasing fame, because my God, that doesn't even seem close to worth it. Okay, I don't mean to ruin the mood, but please join our Discord in the description. Okay, bye. I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skied in and they froze. I don't know nothing about no ice, I'm just cold. 40-something milli subs or so I've been told.